What's up? So we are back again. Hey, today we are going to talk about post-pandemic trauma. And I don't think that anybody's talking about it, but I think that all of us can like relate to like how the pandemic like affected us and like the things that we may still be carrying on with us to this day. Taylor, what do you think? Have you still been lingering or having some things linger from the pandemic? How are you recovering from it? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, as all of you know, I got robbed for my first 2 years of my college experience. So I feel like that did kind of stunt like my socialness because I feel like I have no social battery anymore. Also, I feel like I did dumb myself down in the pandemic because I was only just looking at social media and other stuff, just using my technology and not really getting into like books and stuff as much as I usually do. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like my dad would say, I don't have friends before, but do I have friends now? But yeah, I mean, I kind of do. I mean, I do have friends, but I mean, I have a select few. But I mean, like getting out of my comfort zone and like introducing myself to people is a little bit harder just because I feel like myself, I have a little bit more social anxiety since the pandemic. Just because
Mm.
I don't know, I kind of stopped communicating with people because I wasn't around people besides my family. So yeah, like I'll be like, I want to introduce myself, but sometimes I don't know how to start conversations or. So yeah, what about you, Pops?
I would say for me, and thank you for sharing that with me, baby girl. I appreciate that. I would say for me, the things that are lingering on still, it, I got to be honest. For me, it's positive stuff. Like being isolated like that, like really made me sit down and made me think about things in a different way. And you know me, I'm a people person, and like I got to be around people. I love people, but it made me sit my ass down and just like really reconnect with me and who I am as a person. And so that is actually carried on with me now. Is that I like being by myself. Like I'm okay with that. And before it wasn't that I didn't like being by myself before, but it's just I always like being around people. Like I get rejuvenated and recharged by people. So, that was really that helped me out a lot, actually. And the other thing that made me realize and think about things another way is that I have always been focused on my health and staying healthy and eating right and things like. But man, just knowing how many people got took out because they weren't in great shape or because they weren't healthy, it made me just put a total different perspective on my health, my happiness, being good to myself, eating right, exercising, doing all of those things. So I would say that it probably had a different effect on me than probably most people. Like it had a good effect on me. Like I was like, damn, no, it really made me sit my ass down for a little bit. Did you take anything positive from it? From post pandemic trauma? Anything that you like? Damn, well, I'm still doing this. She's thinking,
Not for
y'all.
real.
Well, tell me about the social anxiety that you have. I didn't know that you had that. That you get nervous about that.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I've always had some sort of social anxiety when it comes to other people. I mean, I feel like it did kind of manifest during the pandemic. And it's not like I'm afraid. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't know if it's social anxiety or I just don't feel like being around people, but I just lost
But
my
you don't
social
like people.
battery.
You don't like
I
people in
mean,
general.
that's not true. I don't dislike people. I just don't like necessarily being around people all the time, like other people can be. So I feel like I could call myself like a introverted, like a just an introvert. I'm just an introvert. So I don't know. I feel like the pandemic kind of shortened my already short social meter.
And see, I would think that I know this because of my coaching that more people are definitely like you than they are like me. Like, a lot of people are like they second guess themselves a lot. I don't know why that is, but people they don't have they don't have confidence. They're like, okay, do I do this? Do I not do that? And it just leaves them like in the twilight zone. Basically, people are just like, I don't know how to function. I don't know what to do. Because like what was it, a year and a half, 2 years of our lives were like you can't leave the house, literally. So people don't know how to recuperate from that. And so again, I think that a lot of people are probably more like you than they are like me that took some positives out of it, you know, because like I said, I mean, I'm a people person. Like, and my other daughter, Kennedy, she's the exact same way as I am. So the pandemic was really hard on both of us because we couldn't be around people. I'm a hugger. I'm a talker. Like, I love just being around people. So that part was really, really, really tough for me. But again, I mean, it taught
Yeah.
me that I can spend time with myself, and I appreciate that about it.
And
Or
even like what you just brought up, like Kennedy being upset that she couldn't see people. Me being in the house with all my family for that amount of time was driving me insane. And I love my family to death, but it's just like, I don't know. I never had privacy. I never had where I could just be by myself. And that was literally making me want to throw myself out of a window. But it's okay. Also, something to feel like that the pandemic has brought, or it brought, was a desensitization. Wow. Sensitivity. Desensitivation?
you're
Desensitization?
desensitized.
Desensitized towards, like, yeah, we all got desensitized towards violence on social media, on just things that are happening, terrible things, and we're watching people get murdered, we're watching people get brutalized by the police, we're watching just everything on social media. And I don't think people realize how much that actually affects people and how much that actually, like, it traumatizes people. Like, we were just consuming trauma literally on a daily basis, like seeing how many people died from COVID. Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor and George Floyd were all getting, like, all of that was happening. Like, it was a lot. So I mean, just as Black people, I feel like it was a lot to go through the pandemic, just because, like, I don't know, we were disproportionately affected as well. People were dying. Like, it was just a lot. So yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
and
like
see
we.
again, I didn't go through that part because I learned how to like just disconnect, like disconnect from social media, disconnect from the things that were bringing me down. And I loved being around our family. I loved it, like having dinners together every night. Like I really appreciated that, and was hoping that it would continue. But from your perspective, it's like no, you got robbed 2 years of your college experience. I mean, it wasn't like a real. And I have to just say this out loud to everybody. I am so damn proud of you, girl. Like I am so proud of you for pushing on and marching on and just being the strong, independent young woman that you are. Obviously there were a lot of hiccups during the pandemic, but man, I mean, your old self is definitely looking at your new self like, damn, girl, we proud of you. We glad that you didn't give up on yourself because there was a lot of times that you wanted to quit. Like you were like, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to
Oh,
do this shit no more. It's over.
pause.
It's a wrap. So you did it, and I'm super proud of you for continuing to grow and continuing to be the best version of yourself that you could be, and not giving up during the pandemic because a lot of people did, and you were one of those people that you had the support of your family, you had our love, we had your back, and you graduated in 4 years. So I'm proud of you, girl. Proud, proud, proud. I was
Hey,
looking,
and I do have
I
something
was just
that's
looking at you.
good, I guess.
What's that?
Oh,
What's that?
I said, I guess I do have something that's good. And it was putting my march together. I mean, putting my organization together with my best friend, and some of my really good friends, bridging the gap. Marietta, I feel like was something like good that came out of the pandemic. I kind of realized that I'm a social justice warrior and I kind of just want to help. So I feel like I kind of, not I found myself, but I kind of realized I had a passion for helping Black and brown children with and figuring out what I want to do.
I love that about you. I mean, and I think that more importantly, it just showed you that you have a voice and that your voice is important, and your voice needs to be heard. And, had we not had the pandemic, to be honest with you, I don't know if you would have actually found your voice. I've been telling you that you need to be in politics for a really long time and you got to follow your own passion. But, you're very good and you're very outspoken and, you're very passionate about some of the things that have gone on in this world. And so I've always been like, oh, you need to go towards politics. Like you really do. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I mean, this week again, we just want to talk
Ooh.
about post-traumatic stress, post-traumatic, what is it? Post-traumatic damn it, what the hell is, I got a brain fart. What did I call it or what? I'll edit this part out.
Post pandemic trauma.
There we go. We talk about post-pandemic trauma and, what we came out of it. And, again, I will say, I think a lot of people are more like Taylor than they are like me. But, there was definitely some positives that I took out of it. I don't ever want to go through that shit again. God, please hear me. I don't ever want to go through that again. But I definitely did learn a lot about myself during that time. And I was able to take some positives and utilize them into my everyday life. Taylor, how are you getting through? Like you said, dumbing it down. Like, what are you doing to get better with that?
So I mean, at first I was like, I'm gonna download the dictionary app and look at a different word every day, but I didn't do that. So now, that's a good question, Pops, because, um, oh, okay, I have an example. So I was like, I feel like I don't know my laws and rights and stuff, and as a Black woman, I feel like I should know all that. So I went and played this little iCivic game, basically, where it's like, do I have a right? That's what it's called. The game is, do I have a right? So I just feel like, just playing little games like that, reminding myself, like, you do know this stuff, or reminding myself, fun ways, little games to play just to remind you, like, you're so smart. I have some books over here. While they are sitting up untouched, they will be read this year. So, I'm just getting my collection set up. But yeah, just having a plan set in motion, I feel like is going to get the ball rolling for sure.
Okay.
What about
Well,
you?
good. I mean, again, I'm doing it already. I mean, I live my life every single day like I do. I'm positive. I stay positive. I stay in the gym. I stay eating right. I stay giving back to my community. I stay, you know, just realizing that life is short and it can be taken from us within a blink of an eye. And so I really and truly live my life like that every day. I love people. I tell people that I love them. Like I'm living my life like it's golden, for real.
Period. Period.
Period. All right, y'all. That concludes our You Are Dope podcast episode for today. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We love y'all and be good to yourself because you are dope. I believe that. Do you? Let's